Then he initiated this topic. In fact, it's his spontaneous response, I would say. He gave this, what and you speak about belly fat. I thought it's very nice. And then, okay, so that is how that we arrived this topic. And definitely, as I say today in the worldwide, there are about 60% people in the world, they are either overweight or means above average. So I'm sure this is a burning topic. With the today's lifestyle which we are leading, it is very, very essential. And really everyone, we can categorize people. Some people know that they are overweight and then they ignore or they are helpless because of their speedy lifestyle. The second category people, you can say that they are not aware, but they just carry on. The third people, they know, they are trying, but they are not getting the results. Fourth people, they just ignore. They know, but they ignore. I tell you a small story. One young Indian Swamiji, he went to Chicago. The moment when he landed in Chicago airport, as usual, very media persons for them is a young Indian Swamiji around 30 years is a very burning topic. So they were around him, and then asked him, Swamiji, are you going to one naughty media person? Journalist asked Swamiji, are you going to visit any nightclubs in Chicago? Then innocent Swamiji very innocently asked, are there any nightclubs in Chicago? And for our surprise, next day morning in the all newspaper and immediately with the all televisions, they were broadcasting, young Indian Swamiji as soon as arrived in Chicago airport, asking for where are the nightclubs. The objective of this is serving the humanity, means sarvo jano shukino bhavantu. Everyone should be happy. And what I was during May, I was around 72.3, and today my body weight is 62. I have burned the belly. In fact, I was about, my visceral fat was 15. Today when I was checking, it is just 10. And it was not easy for me at the age of 51. The metabolism stops, but I have achieved. So I thought that it's a wonderful topic. Harish Shalab gave an insight. Exactly, if we speak, there are beneath the skin, the fat which you can see here, it is a subcutaneous fat. And you can see that other part. This is a very dangerous fat. This is called visceral fat. The difference between these two are both are stubborn, but the visceral fat is, as I told, it is very dangerous because they interrupt the functions of the organs. To briefly tell you what are the people who don't know visceral fat, there is something called an abdominal cavity. There is an abdominal cavity. All of you, I think, know abdomen. Abdominal cavity, the organs which are present in the abdominal cavity, you can say in our common language, in the belly, there are main organs are like the liver and the pancreas and the spleen and the intestine and the stomach. These are the visceral organs in the abdominal cavity. So the fat he deposited below the subcutaneous fat, they interrupt the organs and their function. So this is called a visceral fat. Why we are getting belly fat? All of us know there is a fat around, want to burn, as everyone is interested. But there is something called our regular food system. Something we will be thinking that there are some light snacks in the 4 o'clock evening or 4:30 with the coffee. Somebody in Bombay will have some vada pav or pav bhaji, or somebody in samosa. Somewhere in south you can say vada or idli. And thinking that there are very light snacks. And morning you can have some rice pongal and then puri bhaji and then burger. Internationally when we go, something like non-veg, there are about many items, chicken nuggets, something like that. We think they are very light. We call it light, but definitely they are not light. They are packed with many heavy calories for the taste purpose, and we are addicted in somehow to this taste, and we assume they are very light, but they are packed with the heavy calories, and these calories are highly disturbing calories, and which cause you, even though if you work 2 hours or 2.5 hours or 1 hour of walking and sweating, when you pack with these kind of foods, when you don't come out of this kind of a comfort zone, and when you feed your taste buds, definitely the belly fat will be very stubborn, and you will also get after some time when you try and try after 6 months or 10 months, then you don't burn a fat as your desire, then you lose the interest. Be aware the deep fried items fried in oil, they contain very heavy calories. Please avoid them. The breakfast which we think may be very tasty, but they give you very good calories. Like we can say that one masala dosa. The masala dosa, they are around the 350 to 400 calories, which we will be able to burn only after around 1 hour 40 minutes brisk walking. So remember all these light snacks have heavy calories. And second, today is the urban life, even in rural India, we have a sedentary lifestyle. I can say that either watching TV or continuously be watching a cricket match, even 2020, it takes around 2.5 to 3 hours, and we will be sitting and watching. We don't know what kind of our body, what kind of system which under we go, and the brain is totally confused. What to do with that? There is no function. There is no active lifestyle. The body doesn't work. So only your breathing and your BMR is very low, and this kind of sedentary lifestyle is another important factor for our today's belly fat. And the third important point is very poor physical activity. There is a difference, there's a fine difference between sedentary lifestyle and poor physical activity. The sedentary lifestyle, we opt for that, we choose. Whereas the poor physical activity, we have no choice. We have to sit in the office and work. This is a difference between that. And this is also because there is no choice. We suppose somebody is an auditor, he has to sit and work, only his brain works. Otherwise, the physical activity is poor. So this is another important reasons. And then very important factor, the stress. Why? How come the stress is very important? Because the stress releases a hormone called cortisol, and on the contrary, the stress blocks the happy hormones, the satisfied hormones. So these are the very important, and the stress of any issues. Means I can say that the stress of acquiring a financial wealth, or you want to buy some Hyundai Creta, want to buy a Toyota Fortuner, then again there will be a stress. So like that, so many different types of stress, office stress, work stress, and there will be a family stress, like many. So these stress are very important, and today it is become a part of our life. It's inevitable. So these are the reasons. And finally, I can say that very important today, the youth, I as well others, we are getting used to this alcohol consumption, especially in other urban areas. It become like an office drink or something like that. This is very important, and definitely if you are interested in shedding out your belly fat, you should really stop this alcohol consumption completely. Otherwise, 2 or 3 rounds of whiskey will give you a great and the calories, and they are very bad calories. So why a belly fat is a potential threat? I can say that the fat in your around your neck, means around your arms or in your thigh portion, they just get accumulated as a fat, but they don't means do other harm. But this belly fat, as I told you, let's go back to the first slide. You see here, this fat is very dangerous. The subcutaneous fat, and another important, the visceral fat. This fat disturbs, unlike other fat. This visceral fat gets into the organs and disturb their metabolic functions and daily function. There will be a tremendous pressure to the organs. So this is how that the belly fat is very important. And also I can say, in the lighter side, anyone, if you go to your friends or your society, if you say that I have lost weight, you would have lost weight in other portion. But the moment when you say I undergo a weight loss program, people will see that your belly immediately. And if your belly is not reduced, people will think that no, this man is just joking. He has not reduced anything. Simply, he must have lost some 2-3 kg. But on the contrary, if you have burnt your belly fat, and definitely people saying, oh yeah, very slim, nice. He's really, people will follow you. So the moment when we think of losing fat, remember belly fat is very important to burn. And again, technically we speak, when I was telling, this visceral fat disturbs the functions of the visceral organs in the abdominal cavity. Like I can say that pancreas, they disturb pancreas and then create diabetes. And means and hyper blood pressure, the heart and the blood vessels will come under tremendous pressure. And I will briefly tell you how the hyper blood pressure comes. The brain gets confused and the heart, because of the high fat, and then start pumping more. So naturally your heart comes under pressure and your hyper blood pressure shoots up. And fatty liver disease, this is very common today. I am sure that the working professional at least grade 1 or grade 2 fatty liver disease is very common. And we are living with this, such a tremendous, the liver is an important organ, I would say it's much more important than heart. But we are ignoring, we are living, and even doctors admit that, yeah, it's okay, you take some tablet, but we don't know how to lose this. The fatty liver disease is very important today, because the whole means the liver does around 21 functions, and if your liver is deposited with the fat, you can imagine what an important organ that we are teasing. And I told you coronary artery disease, and definitely heart disease is it is all interrelated with the diabetes and blood pressure and the fatty liver. And then is a cholesterol. Very important is a factor is this cholesterol today in the blood. There will be a thick, there will be a LDL, bad cholesterol gets accumulated in your and over a period of time, when they block the artery, then they narrow down the artery wall, and that is how that is high cholesterol gets accumulated. And then today the ladies, I am saying not only ladies, even the people who stand in the kitchen, they get these knee joints. More, I am sure 70% of ladies today in the housewife, among housewives, they have this knee problem. And it is because of this overweight, especially the belly fat, because the knee will be bearing, it is a pillar. They will be bearing, they will be ready for an ideal weight. When you overweight, sometimes they can adjust, but when you do it for about 20 years and 25 years, ultimately when you cross even 60, you will get into this knee joints issue. And I can say, and very important, very important today, we gradually decrease, our physical stamina will be decreased, and we get exhausted because we don't have any physical activity, and carrying the belly will make tremendous pressure, and the brain gets, as I told you before, there is a stress hormone will be released, and because of this, exhaustion is very easy. So these are the potential threat, your belly fat compared to other fat, other parts of the body part. The belly fat is very dangerous. So we have to really work on this belly fat to get rid of these. What are the scales? I tell you, this is not the waist. I mean to say this is an abdomen. I can stand up and show you this area. This is the belly fat scale. And for a woman, this is about 34. You can just buy a 10 rupees Indian rupee or 15 rupee tape, and you can measure it. If you have around 34, the maximum is 35. I've given one more grace, 1 point grace to a large body frame female who are around 170 centimeters and above. They have 36. It's most unlikely in India, very less, but still I can say this small and medium. Remember, for a woman, this is the ideal figure, 34. If you are a small frame around 150 to 150 centimeters, it is 34. And if you are between 156 to 165 or 167, then it is 35. This is the healthy. If you cross this, then definitely we have to seriously look into this. And for men, I can say this is a small one is 38, and then medium frame people, the high scale is 39, and large people around 180 plus centimeters, they have 40. This is the healthy size. I'm sure today most of us are crossing this limit and still we are ignoring. So let's go into this deep. Hope this is all clear to you. And let's go further. I was telling about what are the visceral organs. What are they? That's you can have an awareness. Females, apart from male, they will have this uterus, a very important organ for female. They have this. Apart from that, the rest all everything is the same. Like I can say, this kidney is present and liver is there, gallbladder and pancreas, and there's a small intestine, and there is a spleen and stomach. All are present here, and large intestine. So all these organs, when the fat gets deposited deep inside, they disturb the functions of these organs. That is why it is called visceral fat and belly fat. You can see this very clearly here, how this visceral fat is accumulated. This is subcutaneous fat, this is the skin. You see here, this is what the belly fat is, and deep inside there will be organs, and this fat gets deposited and disturb the visceral organ functions. Okay, as I was telling visceral fat, what is the scale? We have to purchase a body composition monitor. For belly fat, overall, we can measure it with a tape. But to know visceral fat, if you are really very keen and if you want to really work on this visceral fat, which is more dangerous than other fat, then you can buy some body composition monitor which are available in online portal. And these are the scale. You can see that in general, we call it 10% of the total body fat is means visceral fat. But this is a scale. Every body composition monitor will have this scale, and up to 12 for any level, if that is a small or medium or large body frame, the 12 is a healthy. 12, 13, 14, okay. Then 15, that is you are overweight. And once you cross 15, and if it is 20 and 18 and 20, definitely it is very dangerous. And this fat, we have to really look into very, very seriously, and we have to burn this fat. And this will get melted, as we say in the nutrition, is the first to set, and the belly fat, and the last to go. So what, that is the only way. How the visceral fat gets deposited. I was telling we were merely continuously when we keep eating the carbo-rich food and fatty direct fat, initially it will be deposited in the muscles as a glycogen. This, apart from direct fat, I am talking about the carbo-rich food. Mostly globally we take now today the bread or wheat, any grains. The grains are very rich in carbohydrate, and we consume 70 to 80% of our diet is only carbo-rich food, and that is how that our taste. We feed our taste buds. So this carbohydrate initially will be deposited in the muscle as muscle glycogen. Then later it will be there means around the body, and then initially it will start depositing in the liver as a grade 1 and grade 2. And then once you cross a grade 2, then it is dangerous. And apart from carbo-rich, there is another thing is a direct consumption of fat like butter, ghee, oil, deep fried items, so many direct. And initially they will be utilized. Very small quantity is required to burn fat-soluble vitamins and so to other fatty acids. Once the growth is stopped after 30 years, we don't require this direct fat, and they will be deposited as an unutilized fat in the belly. So this is what I was telling about the fatty liver. Grade 1 and 2 is okay, but later when it comes to means when it crosses grade 2, then it goes as gets into this chronic liver disorder. We call it in medical terms cirrhosis or something like that. So this is how that visceral fat is getting deposited from a carbo-rich food and direct fat. As a continuous process, say about 10 years, and what is the age? Somebody may ask, what is the age? I'm sure when 22 years, when the girl or boy, their active metabolism will be stopped, the growth, the height will be reached some stage. After this, there is no bone growth, there is no muscle growth, means there is no skeletal growth. So 22 years plus, definitely we keep accumulating, and over a period of time when you don't care this, and definitely this fat is very stubborn and it is a serious concern. Very, very important today, India as well as in worldwide, all are working on this. The suffering from diabetes is because of this visceral fat, heavy visceral fat, and we keep ignoring and overweight. I'll tell you the reasons. This fat will, as I was telling before, when there is a deposition in the pancreas and other visceral organs, they develop a non-insulin response factors. This is again medical terminology. I need to say that those parts of the body will not be responding to the insulin. And this is how that the body gets confused, the brain gets confused, and then overproduce. The insulin is a hormone secreted in the pancreas, for your information. When they overproduce, the machine gets exhausted. The pancreas will get exhausted after a period of time, and then your body does not respond to the insulin. Then you get into a diabetes mellitus or a diabetes urine. So when we are born as, suppose for example, I have taken as a medium frame, 170 centimeter, suppose is our height. Our ideal weight should be 70 kg, and we all are born with our organs, visceral organs, our brain, and I can say the heart and lungs and liver and pancreas. All these organs will be functioning. There will be a fixed chip, and they will be functioning for 70 kg body weight plus or minus 10%, say 70 to 75, 77, 75 kg or 65 kg. Within these only they will adjust. When you cross this, when you cross 80 kg, when or 80 plus, then the brain gets confused, and then they will give a command to produce insulin for 80 kg. Actually, the pancreas is set for only 70 kg. The adjustment can be done plus or minus 10%. But when you keep producing 80 kg, 85 kg, 82 kg insulin over a period of time, or when the heart pumps the blood for 80 kg, then naturally the machine gets exhausted over a period of time. And that is how that this is issue today. Our overweight causing all these problems, our lifestyle disorders like hyper blood pressure, and fatty liver disease, all diabetes mellitus, all these. So this overweight cheats the brain. In a nutshell, I can say this is the right word I can use in a colloquially. It cheats the brain. So the brain gets confused, and they give a command to the organs to overfunction. When over a period of time, about 7, 8 years or 10 years, when we carry a weight, naturally the machine, that organs get exhausted, and then they will not function. So either we have to take insulin directly, or we have to put some stent in the heart or something like that externally. So that organ means somehow we will be managing, but the natural loss is a loss, and prevention is better than cure. So please understand, this belly fat is a serious concern. It is not something like we talk about the belly and laugh and go. It is a very serious concern, and really I work on this to serve the humanity. I feel that everyone should be benefited. So please understand the belly, I mean to say the seriousness of this presentation will go in depth. Belly fat is a serious concern. And these are the stages of liver. As I was telling, this is a normal liver. Then there is a grade 1 and grade 2. Then there will be a small fibrosis. Then this goes into the cirrhosis. See, this fibrosis level itself, there will be a means carcinoma. There will be a liver cancer. Please understand, we are prone to this. The moment you can see the color difference, this becomes a dark, and it is a further dark. You can see this, and there will be these all the fat deposits. And over a period of time, when you keep ignoring this, the liver becomes like this, and the liver cancer. People may say the non-alcoholic liver cancer is a serious issue today. People say that I have not tested liquor, but how did I get a liver cancer? They will be asking an innocent question like the Indian Swamiji. But it is really very serious issue because they consume fatty food, rich foods over a period of time get into this. So please understand, this is very important and serious concern. Then I'll just briefly narrate about the muscle mass. This is very, very important. Muscle mass is like I can say it improves your how to be active. Muscle mass is very, very important, and there you don't carry fat. The muscles will be developed, and it will be very, very rich in oxygen and improves your stamina and your working abilities without any stress. That is how that a person who has got a beautiful muscle mass can can go under any level of stress and can withstand. But whereas the fatty person who has a rich fat, who was very poor, it is both are like twins, I can say, the muscle mass and fat. The moment when your fat goes down, your muscle mass will increase. When fat goes up, then muscle mass goes down. And understand, your muscle mass improves the stamina and fat decreases the stamina. So we have to burn the calories which we have deposited over a period of time and increase our muscle mass index for all the practical purpose to remain active. This is a body. So I can say that briefly, since we are talking about, this is not applicable to the athletes. I am talking about a normal person who got a fat. This BMI is all calculated based on the health index. This is for the females and this is for the males. Is up to 25 you can okay. At any frame, any body, this is okay. If you cross 25, then you are overweight, and if you cross 35 and plus, definitely you will be obese. So we are somewhere here. This is the area the females are here where we can easily shut down our fat. And for males, we are here. You can see that the knees are bent down. Then we are prone to more the knee joint issues. And this is up to 25, the males okay. If the BMI goes up, again 25 plus, then there is a serious issue. This is overweight and this is obese, 35 plus. So this is a BMI index, body mass index, BMI abbreviation. If you want me a solution, which is I think everyone look forward, this is, I can say 60% of solution is only diet. Even if you don't do any exercise, you control your diet initially for about, I can say some 1 month, you may lose, there is two fats called loose fat and hard fat. Loose fat means which I have accumulated just 1 month ago, or yesterday I ate something, then I worked. So those loose fat will be lost. And if you don't exercise and then keep eating, then this loose fat over a period of when it crosses 3 to 4 months time, when it is not utilized, it becomes hard, it's a rock solid. So the diet is very, very important if you want to burn the fat. Initially, when you go with the diet and exercise, you will not be getting desired results. But after 3-4 months, when you sweat and sweat, slowly you will see that the fats are become loose and you will start losing around 100 grams. That's why I was initiating, means emphasizing for a body composition monitor, which will give you a complete and in-depth and digital body weight. It is not just a body weighing machine where it will show 70 and 72, something like that. Digitally, it will show you, and which will encourage you also. That is very important because we have to get an appreciation, that tap from the brain that yes, I lost some 200 grams, then we keep walking. So to get an appreciation, buy a small body composition monitor, which will show you a clear indication with complete digital. And I'm sure that even without exercise initially, to lose fat around 3 to 4 kg, this will help you, the diet, 60%. And even after this, if you want to really work, lose continuously the hard fat, which we have deposited over a period of time, some chicken biryani, mutton biryani, all that which we ate at the age of 25, which are not utilized, which have been deposited as a fat, hard fat. If you want to utilize that, first burn this Then I can say for vegetarian to be happy, rice pongal, means paneer butter masala, all those items, Indian diet. And remaining 20% is exercise, and very important, which we have sacrificing today is a quality sleep. Around 7 to 8 hours should be a quality sleep. So diet is 60%, and exercise is 20%, and quality sleep is 20%. Rest is very important. When you really do a dieting, your body will initially will have many changes, because from your comfort zone you'll be coming out. For that, you have to give enough rest to the body. Then only you'll be able to next day work actively. If you don't sleep well, and if you do dieting, then it is very difficult to continue. And today, I'm sure all of us, there will be a prime time tele serials during 9 o'clock in India, 9:30 worldwide. I can say there are so many media and then gadgets. This part, in those days, I can say, I have undergone, when my mom cooks, we used to say, to smell that food. By smelling those aroma, will secrete a saliva. The brain will give such a, it's a wonderful stimulant, and it gives a command to the taste buds which are there in the time to produce a saliva. This saliva is very important. This saliva will make you hungry, and because the organic cells in the stomach will start secreting that acid, and then you will start feeling hungry. So this is how that seeing and smelling is very important for the saliva, and saliva is today is a very important tool for digestion. Most of us, we ignore this. Directly we gulp the food directly goes to the stomach, where the digestion comes under hard pressure. We don't chew, we don't produce saliva, we don't taste the food, we just watch television and see the gadgets, and then we start eating. We don't understand how difficult they spend time to produce the food and cook the food and serve you, and we just ignore. We are just gulping and eating. So saliva is very important. Seeing, first see the food, the color and the texture, then feel aroma. This is very important. This secretes the saliva. This is very important. And then chew gradually. This will increase your complete digestion, grinding, and all that. And the saliva contains very important digestive enzyme. Technically, it is called a salivary amylase, which is very important for the digestion. 30% of the digestion is done only with saliva, which we ignore today. Again, the same is one, and very important today. What we do? We open our mouth. While eating, we just talk. Please don't do that. Just close your lips. Even if you close your lips, normally the brain will send a signal, and there will be saliva secretion. So closing the lips while eating, and then your food should not be seen to the opposite person. Maybe there is a culture for in India, but I will say that even internationally it is followed. So when you close the mouth, the tight lips, and then eat the saliva and eat the food, definitely there will be a huge amount of saliva secretion, which will be very helpful for the digestion. And the solution and the 2B, again the saliva, how to stimulate even if you don't have a fantastic aromatic food. I'm sure you can have in the post meal in India. In ancient those days, the people used to have a pan. I say that without tobacco, this pan is good. You can have, probably you can have it during lunchtime. Then you can have a brush or something. You can clean up your mouth. Or if you feel this is not good for me, those days they used to have a betel nuts. Just keep your betel nut inside your mouth and close it. Don't chew that, don't grind that, don't swallow. Just keep it for about 30 minutes or 20 minutes till it gets, the great amount of saliva will be secreted. Keep swallowing it gradually. Either a pan or any nuts you can try. Even you can take a ground nut and put it in a mouth, 2 ground nuts, and just don't do that. Don't grind. And then your saliva will be secreted. Gulp the saliva gradually, and this allows this stimulates digestion. So as I have written here, so keep it for a long time. Say long time means I can say not just by grinding and swallowing. Keep it for a long time, the mouth for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. It really helps a lot. in digestion. The food will be completely digested. Tomorrow, next day, we may not have constipation kind of an issue. And this also allows the digestion part to make it easy. The stomach will not come under stress. And then you can have, if the people who have no diabetes can, in the post meal, you can add around some 2-3 drops of honey and you can lick. This is a very important, and this also gives you a complete satisfaction to your brain after a meal, and this allows a great amount of serotonin to be secreted, and you can lick. In India, in ancient India, they were following this, and I'm sure this is a wonderful practice. We can do that. Today, not a spoon. I will say that put it on your palm and then lick that with your tongue. This allows you a great amount of saliva and satisfaction, the complete satisfaction of having a meal. And I would say that there are 4 formulas, which is my own idea, to be very precise to you. What kind of food? Everyone would say that you may Google, and there will be so many ideas, there will be so many that. But if you don't understand the basics, what kind of food we should have, what kind of means the diet, more than a food, the diet should be balanced, and it should be very, very fresh. Not that kept in the deep frozen, say by 3 days or 4 days, then you heat it in a micro oven and have it. I avoid that. I request my wife and I tell my children also not to use a micro oven for heating purpose until it is very essential. Try to have a fresh food which is cooked fresh. Avoid the packed food, the fast food, buying dosa batter from the store. Try to have your own grinding system. Means it will not take much time. The problem with us today is for acquiring money, we have ignored our previous lifestyle, and we are paying a heavy price in the later stage. Whatever money we earn, after 50 years, you will be giving back to the hospitals. They will be meeting, and no one in the world will be interested in educating you. They will be interested in making money. For them, it is the hospital. So I mean to say, I'm not getting into that area. I mean, it's a tendency. When they open a private hospital, they're not there to do any charity work. So it is for us to understand what kind of a food, what is the small changes in the lifestyle. That just half an hour if you spend to make a fresh food, definitely will be very helpful. Today we can keep it in the fridge for about a morning and then it is okay. But don't keep it for about 3 days or 2 days, then heat it and eat. I don't think it is advisable. Then first one is the fresh, second one is a wholesome. Wholesome, I think you can say that don't eat it in a powder. If you are a diet, try to have a grain. Like I can say, if you want to have wheat, you just have it. Don't make it a powder and then then if you have a maida, the refined flour, it has got a heavy calories and very, you will be losing all that important vitamins and minerals. Apart from calories, there's if you take a protein food, that is a different issue. But when you take a grain, you will be just taking the calorie, and we will be ignoring, we will be throwing away the important parts, that vitamins and minerals, which work as an antioxidants. They relieve your stress, and those nutrients we will be avoiding if you don't take a wholesome. So try to have a wholesome nut. Soak it in 2 hours, soak it in hot water. Try to have it without uncooked. Try to have some 30% of uncooked food, wholesome food. This will be a very fantastic diet to reduce the fat. And again, last presentation I was stressing protein diet, very important, which improves the muscle mass index, which improves your stamina. Protein requirement is 1 gram, very simple nutrition. 1 gram per kg body weight is the protein requirement. Today, we will be consuming far lesser than the requirement. We will be stuffing our stomach with a huge amount of carbohydrates and very less protein, less than, I can say, 20% less than the requirement. And finally, water, very important. And I will, course of time, I will tell you how to drink water. Please avoid drinking. Water is very essential, but please try to avoid drinking water half an hour before meal and half an hour after meal. The moment when you don't take a water for about 1 hour and have a full nice meal, then after half an hour, immediately your body will send a command. You will be feeling thirsty, and your food is not diluted. It will be mixed with the saliva and goes to the stomach and mixed with an acid and digestive enzymes. Then it's completely, that's called ingesta in medical term. Then goes to the intestine. When it goes to the intestine part, after 45 minutes, you start feeling thirsty. When the metabolism goes, when it goes to, it reaches the liver, then the body will demanding water because it has to burn the whole food, the wholesome fiber food what you have consumed. So it requires water, then start taking gradually. I can say water, I can say 5% of your body weight. Start taking from morning onwards. Avoid during half an hour before meal, half an hour after meal. And that is how that water can be consumed. There are so many small, maybe this for water, we can do many wonderful things. I can say constipation. Today there are so many colorful herbal medicines and means I am not saying the brand. There are so many products are available in the market. They're all making money because we ignore water. We don't know how to take. Not even 1 liter we will be taking. The person today, Indian average, the male is suppose 160 centimeter, 60 kg body weight. He should consume at least 3 liters water. But we will be taking say 1 to 1.5 liter. That is not sufficient. That is over a period of time we develop a dry skin, there is a dullness in the face, there we will be losing the glow because we don't consume water enough. That is how that, and constipation and so many other issues also. So the best solution is to remember this FWPW, very simple 4-letter word, fresh, and then have it wholesome 2 hours, 3 hours before. You can make a fresh food and then wholesome. If you are unable to cook nice food, so you can have an uncooked food, no problem, but have it fresh. And then wholesome. And the fresh, I don't mean that you should have a garden and a farm fresh. I mean to say that no need to refine, avoid the packed food or dosa batter which you bought or atta which you buy from a pack. Instead, you make it at your home, that will be much better. So have this fresh and wholesome and the protein diet, protein rich, and then water. This is very important formula for any weight loss program to burn the belly fat. This is how that your diet works. Diet and exercise. See, you can see the diet: protein rich, low carbohydrate, low fat type, low fat diet. The age is 50. Is a male. Is so for any vegetarian or non-vegetarian, vegetarian, anybody. His age is 50. His height is 170 centimeter. His ideal body weight, as I told you, 170. Whatever centimeter minus 100. Will be your ideal weight. Suppose you are 175 centimeter minus 100, 75 kg should be your ideal weight. If you are 160 centimeter minus 100, 60 kg is your ideal weight. And protein, 61 gram per kg. 60 gram you should consume or 70 grams. So this is a simple nutritional formula. So you can understand 50 years age and body fat percentage is 30. You see that, and requirement is the protein is 80 gram because he is weighing 80 kilo. Is overweight by 10 kg. His ideal weight is because 170 centimeter minus 100, 70 kg, and he is weighing 80 kg, 10 kg overweight. All his organs are, which are supposed to work and function for 70 kg, he is functioning for 80 kg now. You may be thinking, I am just 10 kg overweight, but you are causing a serious problem over a period of time, say 20 years, 25 years, if you are maintaining this, 80 kg, if you are maintaining 10 kg additional weight, definitely we will pay a price after 60 or 55, you can say. Even today with 40 plus also diabetes will be a serious issue. And then body fat percentage, you can look at this, 30% is a body fat percentage. 10% of this body fat percentage will be your visceral fat. So you can, his body is actually age, chronological age is 50, but his body age is 55. All his means entire organs and body will be functioning as per the 55-year-old man. It is all because of the body fat percentage and poor muscle mass index. More than that, this is, as I told you, it's a twin. If you reduce this, automatically this will go up. Muscle mass index will go up. So the body fat percentage makes all the difference. You see that after 1 month, as I told you, the fresh, wholesome, and then these protein and water, FWPW kind of a food, he will be after and 1 month exercise, 1 month severe, means I can say not severe, 1 month diet with mild exercise, about 45 minutes brisk walk, the fiber-rich food, and low carbohydrate diet, you can see the wonders. Yes, the body fat has come by 2%, 28%, as muscle mass index has gone up to 32. This is very good. And from 28.5 it has gone to 32, means his stamina has improved. His physical age, his body age has come down to 55, he has come to 50, means he is more energetic. This is a wonder how we reduce the body fat percentage, especially belly fat, and we remain an energetic, active because of our body age. This is a slide, I think, is a protein rich, low carbohydrate and low fat diet, high fiber diet. So this is, and then I can give you, this is the complete calories. The once is BMR, you can say it is very important. BMR means the calories required per hour. It is even while sleeping, we may require that calories. Say for about 80 kg body weight, means 24 hours is BMR. To be around 1920, suppose say 60 to 70, you can multiply and multiply by 80, you will arrive this figure. 1920 calories per day is the requirement. And this has gone up here because his muscle mass index has gone up. From 1920, 80 calories, you require more from the protein diet, not from carbohydrate. So this is how that you can say that the BMR from 1920 and 2000, and this diet is made for 3 to 4 meal. A small body frame person can have 3 meal, and medium body frame 3.5, something like that, around. And a person who's around 185 centimeter, 180, 178 plus, he can have 4 meal, no problem. But you see that per serving, the total serving, here it is around 300 calories only. Even if you take 4 times, even if you take 5 times, your calories are only 1500. And these calories are easily digestible and can easily burn. This is not deposited as a fat and not utilized as an unutilized calories. So the total protein is here 72.25, around 75 gram protein. And the calories from the protein and with the fiber. So you are completing, imagine that this is 500 gram you are taking. The 500 gram, but your calories are very, very low. Only 300 gram you are taking a kind of maximum calories. So you are filling the stomach and you have a complete satisfaction. You cannot have, because your stomach size is only to have some 400 to 450 gram. So you are packing your stomach with a low calorie and high protein diet, which is easily digestible with the low calorie 300 calories. So even you can have 4 times this meal with a vegetarian diet, you can definitely easily you can shed out your belly fat. If you don't follow diet, as I was telling before, 60% of our solution is lying with the diet only. First and fundamentally, we have to have a proper diet, which is very important. And the non-veg diet, again, I can say I have clubbed, I have, means of course I added eggs and then boiled chicken and boiled fish, no oil topped. You can say that the lentil I have added because to have fiber. This will give you again roughly around 300 calories. So this person also having 510 gram, slightly 10 gram is okay. And but he has an excellent low calorie food, high fiber and very rich protein. And please remember, vegetarian also we have made the same amount of protein. It is not that we have not, we are deprived of protein in vegetarian diet. It is only the habits, food habits we have and taste buds. Our taste buds are accustomed to certain food. So we love. And then again, as I was telling you, 5% of our body weight, if you consume the body from the morning till evening, 3 hours, we should stop, not completely stop, but we should gradually reduce. And the water intake, 3 hours or 2.5, 3 hours before bedtime. Then again, I recommend, we have actually our tongue has got 6 tastes. We can taste 6, but we have developed the taste. We have tested, we are developing a taste for only 2, either sugar or spicy. and we don't do other taste. But in olden times, definitely they had all this meal. So they tasted all these. So that time never they could even grind turmeric, or you can say that any salt taste they could consume. But today we are more to rich carbohydrate, sugar, and this kind of taste. So our tongue has got some habit, and it is sitting with the comfort zone. The moment when you take a green tea, you cannot like it. Oh, it is very sour. How can I take? Because we are not tested. So I have put this word here. Develop a taste for a green tea. It is a wonderful drink. It is very packed with antioxidants and easily burn. But don't buy any flavor. Means I strongly recommend, because they use a lot of the preservatives, class 2 preservatives. They will be writing a small letter like a permitted class 2 preservatives and coloring agents. That is dangerous. Today the cancer, so many are there, cancer, because this packed food. So avoid taking any artificial colors. You take a natural green tea without any flavor and put it in a hot water and consume. I can say 500 ml, 5 servings, 5. Gradually you can take morning 2, 3, and then post lunch you can have 1 hour. If you don't like, then you can have it at 4 o'clock. Then around 6:37, stop consuming green tea after night, because it will disturb you, because it is very packed with antioxidants, cannot give you a sleep. Again, it's a cumin seeds water. This is what, like just 10 minutes before taking your meal, you can have this cumin seeds, just a small 30 to 40 ml water. And then post lunch also you can take this. This helps burning your calories. These are the very great stimulants to the liver cells where the metabolism happens. Even if you consume a good amount of fat, but if you take a good around 250 to 500 ml of cumin seeds water, hot water, fresh one, just put a small, see, look at the quantity, don't pour too much. You can just add around 7 grams, 5 to 7 grams, small 1 spoon or 1.5 spoon. That is enough for a cup of water, 150 ml, 200 ml. And then allow it to soak it for about 10 minutes and then consume it as hot, or 5 minutes. And then you can top it up again and again. You don't need to throw that cumin seeds. At least you can use it twice or thrice. Follow a regular timing. This is very important today. When our stomach is hungry, we take light snacks like bakery items, cakes or something like that, samosa, something, or you can say bread or something like that, sandwich. Then take a tea or coffee. This is how that we tease and cheat our brain. Very important is to have a regular time. Please understand, the body is a beautiful gift from the nature. It has got a wonderful timing. It walks in the morning. As soon as you get up, you just feed it, and then around 12:30 you will be ready for a meal. Then have a nice meal. Then around 4:30 you can have some meal. 4 o'clock, 4:30. Then you can have a 7:30. Early dinner is very advisable. Don't take a late night dinner and sleep. This is very dangerous, and we get into all kind of lifestyle disorders, including high blood pressure, all coronary artery disease, because we pack. And the moment when you take, your stomach is full and go to bed, may give you a kick to have a sleep, but that is a dangerous and a very bad habit. And this puts the digestion will be very slow during the sleep, and your food will not be digested and will be deposited as unutilized fat. The moment when you talk about walking, we all talk about very lush green garden, then park, then gym, then we buy some shoes. No need. You can, if we, all of us today, we have the smartphone, download the apps. There are so many apps. I follow pedometer steps. It's very easy, and within the room, just in about 150 square feet room, you can have, or even in the standing also you can do a jogging. Will give you can see this 2.6 kilometer, 223 calories, and 1 hour 10 minutes your body has exercised. Don't imagine if you again to have a lush green garden, will be working years together to buy a beautiful bungalow. No need. Even being in a small apartment, we can exercise. So sleep good. This is very important. Solution 9. So I was telling this, and then listen to a nice music which will give you activate. And this was, we are discussing about the Pellimark's index. So please don't skip any medicines while dieting. If you are having this is a awareness program. I am giving a nutritional solution. We are not advising you to skip any of your regular medicine. Have your medicine regularly, but follow the diet for a period of time. Definitely, you will shut out. You will gradually reduce your medicines. Consult your doctor, and they will also understand your BP level has come down. Your insulin level will be very good. The response to the insulin and your sugar level will be down. That is how that your nutrition solution works. So this is not a solution for replacing your medicines. If you are having a regular medicine, continue with that, don't reduce, but diet this and then follow exercise, your medicines will come down. And finally, let's not be robotic. Like again, there don't put another stress. Dieting doesn't mean that be flexible, let's be a human and with emotions, not a robotic. Today I have to do 2 kilometers. Today I have to do this. 9:30 I want to sleep. I have sleep 9:30. Doesn't mean sometimes we'll be quarreling with our wives, everybody, and sometimes the children. So these all disturb your sleep. So be flexible. Don't be a robotic that I have to do this, I have to do that. Be flexible. Even if you do 5 days dieting and walking is good. And I was telling you, ideally speaking, if you follow my diet and then exercise 40 minutes, brisk walking till sweating and consume water, definitely you will lose 300 to 400 grams per day. But if you do something fiddle around also, still you will be able to do 100 to 150 grams per day. That is good, ideal. Something is better than nothing. And many people will ask why men have more diabetes, why not females? Maybe at a stage, but very less, because in general, genetically, their body cells are more prone to the hormonal changes. From 12, 13 years, 14 years onwards, they undergo severe, and their body is tuned for that genetically, whereas males, we don't have that. And that is how that the lifestyle disorders are very less for the females. And men, I mean to say that I don't say no to males or females. I mean to say this is a nature and we can follow, but still I advise for all the housewives, working ladies, everyone should undergo a nice diet and exercise. Thank you very much.